Hello friends, welcome to this video. So I want to share a message to all of you and especially for this coming year 2021. So first of all, Happy New Year 2021. So we started this year 2020 with high hopes and aspirations, right? Like we had high hopes and dreams and aspirations and New Year is coming. But few of us actually realized, none of us realized that COVID-19 would come and destroy everything, just like that. So I think, of course, COVID-19 has had many adverse effects, especially for the poor people and everything, of course. But I think there is one good thing about all this, that COVID-19 has made us realize once more that we live in an uncertain world. Yeah, of course we live in an uncertain world and we can do something to reduce that. Like, this climate change and everything, we can do something to make our future secure. Like, it's already said that we did not, inherit this earth from our ancestors. Rather, we have borrowed it from our future generations, from our children. So yeah, we should do our bit for the earth, but still, we cannot be 100% certain. Life is uncertain, like this COVID-19 for instance. I think this realization is very important, that nature has the power to destroy everything, all our dreams and aspirations and everything in a jiffy. And I think this realization is very important. I'm not saying that this realization does not mean that we should stop working on our dreams. We should just leave everything. That's not the point. But yeah, we should always keep this in mind. And we're very likely to forget this, because we mostly do forget this anyway. So as we're starting this new year 2021, I want to share something with you. And this is my personal view, but I think it's very important. So to start with, 2021 will be better than 2020. It will obviously be better than 2020. Why? Yeah, COVID-19 can worsen. Obviously, the situation can worsen, or maybe something else may come instead of COVID-19. Something else, some bad thing may come, some other pandemic, or maybe some disaster or something. But the thing is that there is a thing called regression to the mean effect. So since this year has been very bad, so we are likely to improve in the future. But yeah, we can't say whether we'll improve in 2021 or 2022 or how much time, that we can't say. So, but it's likely that 2021 will be a better year than 2020. And 2020 has been a transformative year. It has taught us many things. Number one, as I already said, the realization that nature has the power to destroy our dreams in a jiffy. This realization, and this is very important, of course. Number two, yeah, this has been a this has been a good time for many of us, because some students, they got to this is true for me, so I'm sharing this, but this may not be true for most of the students. Like, I got to explore myself better, because schools were off and everything. Of course, online classes are going on and everything, but still I got to explore myself better. I got to spend time with my family. So there is a good thing about everything. But the thing is that when I think about those people, like those poor people in the village and everything, so they go to school just to get food. Yeah, that's the situation in India and in many other countries also, many other poor countries. I don't know about the other countries, but at least in India there is a program, there is like a midday meal, this concept. So some people are so poor that they don't even get enough food. So these kids go to school just to get the food, because they are given free food from the school. But even then, they are at least learning something. But those kind of people, they don't have access to the internet, or even if they have, they are not digitally literate enough to use the internet effectively for studying. Yeah, I'm not saying the internet can't be used for studying. I actually personally believe that the internet is a very great thing if it is used wisely. And now there are many YouTube videos and everything. So if you really want to study, you can use the internet for that. But the thing is that not everyone has access to internet and not everyone is digitally literate. So for them, the impact of COVID-19 has been very adverse, I must say. But the point of this video is that let's take our resolution for this upcoming year, for 2021. So today we are proud of our science, that yeah, today our scientific discoveries, humankind has advanced a lot in science. Today we have things like an MRI machine, for instance, that's a medical science. In physics, today we have unified three forces of nature, that quantum field theory, and we are reaching towards a final theory, a unified field theory. So that's very impressive work. But my question is that what is the point of science? Yes, of course, science is a very important subject and everything, and our scientific achievements are indeed laudable. But the thing is that there are many, let me take an example. The superconducting super collider. It was a proposed particle accelerator machine. It's a very huge machine. It was a huge machine because it was never built. But if it was built, maybe that would have helped physicists a lot. Like physicists could have used that machine to test candidates for final theory, maybe string theory or something. and it would have also advanced research in elementary particle physics. But this this machine, of course, it was very expensive. To build it, you need millions of dollars, and that's why due to budget problems or something, the funding was cancelled. So the politicians said that, like, why should we be wasting so much on a machine? Like, when many people in the world can't even get enough food, so why should we be wasting money on a machine? And even if we do discover, you know, say suppose some super particles or something like which may prove or disprove string theory or anything, so what good is that to say to a villager who doesn't have enough money to eat enough food? What good is that to a villager? He has neither any formal education, he will not even understand what string theory is, and that will not make his life comfortable, that will not make his life convenient. So that is the question. But yeah, I personally believe that it is not entirely justified to cut down fund in research, because development must be there. And yeah, millions of dollars are wasted due to the whims of the politicians. So you can't just say that, like, if we cancel the funding of this scientific projects, then we can address the problem of poverty. Because to address the problem of poverty, you need a global, like, you know, you need a first of all, you need general awareness, and then you need good intent, which is very lacking in politicians in nowadays, right? So that is the point. Now, in Sherlock Holmes, in one story, Conan Doyle said, and that's a very great word, that's a very great thought. Like, he said something like, "What's the meaning of it all?" Actually, Sherlock Holmes was saying that. So, what's the meaning of it all? What purpose is served by this, you know, this circle of misery, violence, and fear? It must tend to some end. But what end? Because if see, this cycle of misery, violence, fear, this must tend to some end. Because if it doesn't, then the universe is ruled by chance, which is unthinkable. But what end? And that is the question to which we don't know the answer. And maybe we will never know the answer. But the point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, we should be proud of our scientific discoveries. We have gone far. But what is the point of science? If you have noticed nicely, science has been driving the rich people and the poor people farther and farther apart. All the new technologies that are being developed, you know, for instance, I was accepted to the Junior Academy under the New York Academy of Sciences. So it's a Junior Academy, is a program run by the New York Academy of Sciences for high school students. So there we worked on a challenge on telemedicine. Telemedicine, in case you don't know, it's just basically, it's a technology that would, you know, that would offer medical services and things online. So now everything is now online, sort of. But then I realized that these kind of technologies like telemedicine, only those people can access the internet and these technologies who are rich people, or at least who have, you know, who have a adequate amount of money and everything. But who live in like very like poor villages where there is no infrastructure, nothing, no facilities. So what about them? So how can they take advantage of these new technologies of science? And I mean, there is no other way, because they don't have internet access. And you know, there's a thing called digital literacy. Even if they somehow they are given internet access, who will teach them like how to use them? There is like no one will be teaching, no one will be willing to go to village and teach them. And there are thousands of people like that in India. In India, majority of the population is like that. So even if we get one or two people who are willing to teach them, like how will they teach every one of them? So that's a very great problem actually. Yeah, so when I think of all this, I'm like, you know, I'm reminded of Alan Walker's song, that Different World. Like, indeed, this is not the world we had in mind. This is as far from the world we had in mind as possible. So on one hand, as I said, the distance between the rich and the poor is growing farther and farther. But the scientific technologies and sciences, only the rich are having access to it. They are learning new things. They are, you know, learning and earning and these things. And talented people who are born in poor households, their talent is just wasted. They don't get the recognition or the training or the, you know, the guidance that they need, that they deserve. So quantum field theory is meaningless to people who doesn't have enough money to feed himself. MRI machine is meaningless to a patient who doesn't have enough money to visit the local doctor. So that is my point. If science does not address this challenge, not just science, you know, it's not important which subject is addressing this, but it's important that we address this, because science is not just for the rich people. Science is for human beings as a whole. And if we do not address this situation, this poverty and education problems and everything, and yeah, there is of course things like climate change and everything. We turn a deaf ear to speeches about, you know, conservation of environment and everything. But inwardly we know that we are heading towards a doomsday. So unless and until we do something, I don't think there is any point to science. And in this video, I would like to ask all of you, seriously, honestly, seriously, to take a resolution that you will do whatever is in your power. You will do as much as possible to improve the situation in the upcoming year 2021. It could be anything. You can just, to take a common example, you can just plant a tree, or you can just, help one poor child. You can teach one poor child, or you can help them with money. You can start an NGO. You can do anything. It doesn't matter whether you're doing a small thing or a big thing, but the thing is that you must do something. Somebody must take the first step. Yeah, I know it's very without the help of the government and without a mass involvement, it's very difficult to do something impactful. I know that. But if we all, just stop working, because it's not possible, so let's just stop working. If we do that, then, nothing is going to improve. If we try, then at least there is a possibility that something is going to improve. I'm not saying if we try, then that everything must improve. There is no such guarantee. But just for the sake of trying, I think we should all try taking a small step towards addressing this global problem. I think we should all try and let that be our resolution in the upcoming new year 2021. So a happy new year once again, and hope this year turns out to be much better than 2020. And I also hope that the things which we learned from 2020, those things remain in our mind for a long time, forever, for as long as we live, rather. So with that, I would like to end this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you find the video motivating, because I really want that this video reaches to people and people take some step. Doesn't matter whether it's a small step, whether you're helping one child or 10 child, doesn't matter, because everyone doesn't have the resource to do that, because everyone doesn't have the access. But if all of us actually try something, I think we can bring about a change. And whether we can bring about a change or not, that is not the point at all. Because see, destination, we must not always focus on the destination, because the journey is always much more enjoyable than the destination. So let's just work to resolve this global challenge. Whether we get anything out of the journey, doesn't matter. Yeah, of course we can get happiness out of the journey, because that depends on us. But whether we manage to create something impactful, doesn't matter. Actually, at least we tried. That's what matters.